Hi, welcome to GeekFormation, the podcast where we talk about geeky things. I am Huey.
I'm not going to respond to that. I refuse. Like, my name is Huey. You're just trying to make fun of me now, and I will not take that.
I'm Keith.
I'm Huey.
Hi. So the big thing...
I love that awkward. It was a little awkward, no?
No, I like it like that.
You like it awkward? You like awkward starts?
To be honest, I'm going for a theme, and I just try to keep it going.
Oh, okay. That's fine.
So the big thing today, did you watch the Joker trailer?
I did. I watched it 3 times.
Did you like the trailer?
I did not.
Really?
Wow.
I'm always shocked.
Always, because we're so different.
Well, I'm not saying like, oh my God, I love it so much, but like, have you been following like the development of that movie at all?
No.
Did you know it was coming out though?
I did. I don't like it. I don't like that it's coming out. I don't like that it's not part of the DCU.
Right. Do you know that I researched more into that? I think I didn't realize how dumb I sounded the last time we talked about that, because do you know that they announced in 2017 that they were basically stopping the universe thing?
No.
That's not really a thing. Like, obviously there's some things that connect. Like, you know what I mean? They loosely connect, but as soon as Wonder Woman did so well, and Wonder Woman, I can't remember, you saw Wonder Woman, right?
Yes.
It only loosely connected to the other ones. It wasn't the same as like a Marvel one where it's such connected, and they realized that it did so well, and now they're going more standalone movies.
Oh, that's why they're doing it that way?
Because it did
I don't like it.
But don't you think that maybe they should try to distance themselves from Marvel?
No.
Because the thing is that the best DC movies ever in terms of like numbers were the Batman, the Nolan ones, and they weren't connected to anything else.
I think I like the referencing of other things.
You've just gotten used to that now.
Yeah. Like, I like post-credit scenes. Like, I stay even though they're real bad. Like, now they're just getting stupid.
It's just weird. I find it's a bit confusing to the consumers with the DC one, though, because like as someone like myself who's just now getting into comic book movies, really, I am confused. It's easy to be confused. Okay, there's 2 Jokers now. There's 2, like, because Jared Leto is still the Joker in Suicide Squad 2.
So I don't understand why you don't like it then. Or you like it. I'm confused why you like it then.
Well, no, I don't like that they're continuing the other one.
Yes.
I do like these new ones though.
Oh, okay. Like a rebrand, like a reboot.
Like, well, but they don't have to all connect. Like, for example, we really liked Shazam. Shazam is not part of Wonder Woman, and you liked Shazam too. Like, I like how they're letting these...
It's not like I don't like them. I just liked it more when they connected.
You like the Marvel style. So you would like, let's say this new Joker movie comes out. There's a Batman movie coming out in 2021. Do you want that?
It would be cool. Like, maybe I spoke too soon. It's not like I don't like these soft reboots. I like a good story. I like that they're somehow connected a bit. You know, it's like a trilogy. Like, I like trilogies, and I like big, like, I don't know. I don't like that it's not part of it. Like, I just don't like it.
I'm very surprised.
I didn't like this Joker. I think I didn't like the Jared Leto Joker though.
Yeah, he's terrible.
I didn't like.
Did you like anything but Suicide Squad?
I watched it like 5 times.
Really?
Yeah. When I say I watch something, not because I enjoy each time. I watch the first time to enjoy it, and then the rest of the time is just kind of like it's background. Like, it's just something to watch, because the colors are weird on it. Like, the color grading, it's a little darker than I would like, but it's just a little more actiony, right?
Did you see Suicide Squad in theaters?
I did.
What was your initial reaction? It's not what we're talking about. No,
did not like it.
I feel like most people. I only saw it one time. I really didn't like it.
No,
it's weird because there are parts that are good. Like, I do think that she's a really good Harley Quinn.
I didn't like the Harley Quinn.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought she was good, but it's just as a whole, I thought the movie was stupid. This is what's weird about Suicide Squad. I know it's not what we're talking about, and I know I'm far from an expert, but one thing that's weird is that the whole point of Suicide Squad, right? It's like, get the villains, get them all together. It's like them doing things that like the heroes wouldn't do almost. Like, it's either too
covert missions.
Yeah, covert, or like too like almost like not like illegal, but almost like that. Like, it's supposed to be like, Batman's obviously not going to do this. Let's get these together. It's such a big thing. But then like what they fought in that one, it was like, well, Superman could have just done this one. It didn't really need to be Suicide Squad. It didn't really make sense to me as like, why are we getting all the it was just weird. I didn't like really anything about that movie.
Well, they're like anti-heroes ish, right? Like because Deadshot has a moral compass. Like he has a daughter. He's fighting for. You know, we talk about like how bad guys have a reason they're bad, right?
Yeah, motivation.
Yeah. Well, I saw the cartoon Suicide Squad, and I liked it. I mean, it's a concept, right? Like,
right.
It's essentially guns for hire. You know, they don't care. They have casualties, and the characters are interesting characters, right? It's, you know, it's not your cookie cutter like pure Superman where, you know, he's all good. Like there's some like bad, like it's the showing the growth of the bad guys where like they started like they went to prison because they killed 1 million people, and then now they have to save 1 million people.
Right. As a concept, I think it's cool. I just think that movie was done poorly.
Yeah, the execution was shit.
Are you excited for the second one with James Gunn?
Well, it's like a soft reboot though.
Yeah.
So yes, because I like what he did with Guardians.
Did you like what he did with the Guardians?
I liked, like we talked about this. I liked Guardians 1, and then the second one I didn't like as much.
Yeah. Okay.
And then but Chris Pratt, I didn't know much about Chris Pratt then. I know a lot about him now.
Right. Did you watch like Parks and Rec?
No.
You haven't seen it?
No. That's why I was so excited that it was on.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That should be what you watch next on Amazon Prime.
I will watch
because you love The Office.
Yeah, it is my number one favorite TV show. I watched, like I binged, it's like 8 seasons.
Yeah, you were really into it when it was like still on. I remember that. Like you were really into it. Do you know that I think Parks and Rec is better? Wow. I really like Parks and Rec. But remember that the Office thing is skewed by the fact that it was on for too long. It did drag on, like people leaving, you know what I mean? Like it definitely went on for too long. And I love Parks and Rec.
So I'll for sure watch Parks and Rec. But I like the characters.
Yep.
And James Gunn's kind of humor you like a lot. I was okay. I enjoyed it. It was just refreshing. So I hope that this Suicide Squad is refreshing. I'm a big superhero person. I like all superheroes. Anything kind of superhero-y, I really enjoy. You know, so to have, even if it's the bad guys, like they're anti-heroes. You know what I mean? Like if it was a bad guy movie, it's like, how did they take down Superman? They didn't really take down a good guy. They took down another bad guy. Right. So like it's weird, right? Like, but I didn't really enjoy it.
So what do you think? Okay, well now back to the thing. So like, you're not at all excited for the Joker movie?
So remember we talked about spectacles?
Yeah.
There was no spectacle.
In the trailer.
Could
be a trick.
Yeah, you're right. It could be a trick. It's also rated R.
Is it?
Yes. Hard. They say it's a hard R. So they also didn't imply that in the trailer, where it's like, there's like no blood.
Yeah, it wasn't a red band trailer. It wasn't a rated R trailer.
So like I'm hoping, like there's hope. I think because I like the Joker as a. I don't like the story of the Joker. Like it's so skewed. Like they didn't even have an origin story for him. It's still even kind of lukewarmy kind of now what the origin story is. Yeah,
and this one he's a stand-up comedian or something. They said.
Yeah,
it's funny
it's all over the place.
It's funny they've cast a lot of stand-ups in the show, in the movie. Like it's funny, Mark Maron is in the movie, and he's like a very famous stand-up and podcaster.
If you watched it, so I watched a couple of reaction videos to it. There's a scene, I don't know if you remember it, I'm sure you will, where he's putting a physical smile on a kid.
Yeah, everyone's talking about that scene.
Oh, okay. Well, if you look at the IMDb, it says young Bruce Wayne.
Does it?
Yeah, see? Yeah.
That's funny.
On the IMDb, it says young Bruce Wayne. I'm like, what?
That's interesting. Mm-hmm. But doesn't that skew timelines? That feels weird.
I don't know. Again, it's the IMDb, right? Like,
I'm sure it's right. It's just weird though that, like, I wonder what the timeline for that movie is.
I guess, like I said, it wasn't anything, wow, like crazy. It was just him showing. It just didn't feel like a superhero movie. You know, like,
no, but I think they're trying to be different.
But like it's funny we're trying to branch away from, like, DC's branching away from all that, dark, mellow tone, hyper realistic stuff, right? We're talking like bright colors, really
Right.
funny, like crazy bright like action
Like
scenes.
Shazam and Aquaman.
Yeah, and even Wonder Woman. This is super dark. Like he gets beat up. You can see why he has a motivation to be evil because everyone picks on him or whatever. But that's a snippet I got from the trailer. It just wasn't. It was like a blah trailer for me.
Do you think this one seems more though like the Nolan movies than it does like?
Yeah, it definitely fit in with a Batman.
Yeah, like it seems much more like Batman Begins or something than one of the newer ones.
Yes.
Like it's nothing like Suicide Squad.
No. That's what I didn't like. Again, it's just the initial. It said it's the teaser trailer, right? So it's
Yeah.
not the official trailer.
Yeah, people were like, I'm mad that they showed the final Joker for him. And then people were like, well, you don't know that that's the final. We don't know anything. We like, especially like you said, if that actually ends up being young Bruce Wayne, maybe there will be more of a time jump. Like maybe he will be that character for much longer. Maybe there's a 10-year later Joker. We don't know anything, right?
Yeah.
It's very unclear what it is. What are your thoughts on? Did you know that they are making a new Batman movie in 2021?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on?
I don't like the concept.
Is it too soon?
No.
It's funny that this will be the third Batman in.
Spider-Man did it.
True, but Spider-Man, the movies like the Andrew Garfield movies were like not really beloved.
So it's irrelevant to your argument. Like they rebooted it a bunch of times within 10 years, like 3 times,
True.
right?
Well,
And
the Tobey Maguire ones are a bit older.
it seems relatively new.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't like it because I just never really got that sense. If you know Batman, he's the greatest detective in all of DC. You know, it just never really showed that side of him in any movie. I don't read the comic books. They did a bit like in the Batman movies, the Nolan movies, where they're like, he picked up a fragment bullet, and he put it together. That was just, for me, the cheesiest part of the whole movie. And then he got a fingerprint from that. Like, I don't even think you can do that now, but whatever. Like, but they're gonna explore the younger side.
Yeah, I heard that younger.
Yep, younger side, his detective side, which I don't like. You know?
It did say that it is about the detective side.
So there is a Batman. It's called Batman Year One. It's a cartoon.
Yep.
Amazing.
Is it?
Oh yeah, like it shows his. It's just like the Spider-Man Homecoming, where it shows him being just Batman trying it for the first time, like how he messes up, or like how he's not wearing a full bat costume and he's just kind of figuring himself out. Like,
Sorry, is it a comic or an animated?
animated. Batman Year One
A movie or a show?
movie.
Oh, that sounds good.
So good.
Is it recent?
Couple
years?
5-6 years.
Oh shit, that's a
Yeah.
while ago. The Joker trailer. Are you into Joaquin Phoenix? Have you seen any movies with him that you like him in?
No.
He's a really good actor.
I know he's a great actor. Like, he's won awards.
He's a legit good actor.
I know.
Doesn't mean it'll be good, but I'm just saying he's like legitimately high level.
I just like Mark Hamill's cartoon.
Okay.
And then because he voiced, like, Mark Hamill voices all the Joker cartoons, he did this bit where he talked about. Sorry, he didn't talk. He read one of Donald Trump's tweets as
I
the
saw
Joker.
that.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So
He is a good Joker.
like that voice is a good Joker.
Have you seen what Mark Hamill's voicing next?
When you say it, I'm gonna know because I definitely.
He's the new Chucky.
Yes, I did see that.
That's a good get.
Yeah, it is.
Which is also goes back to Parks and Rec because the mom in Chucky is Aubrey Plaza and she's on Parks and Rec.
I'm definitely watching Parks and Rec this
You
weekend.
should.
Then.
It's amazing. It's very, very, very good. Do you like? Hey, wait! Quickly, one thing about that with the same style as Parks and Rec and that. Have you ever seen The Good Place?
Nope.
You should watch The Good Place. It's also the same creator. And Brooklyn Nine-Nine. You watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
I do watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine. I love Brooklyn
It's
Nine-Nine.
a good show. You should watch The Good Place then. I'm telling you, and don't Google it because you'll get spoilers.
Okay, then
The Good Place is incredible.
Is it a TV show? Is it a?
It's Kristen Bell.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh,
It's maybe my favorite show of the last couple of years. What are your thoughts on the new Joker movie being directed by someone who's only really known for comedies? Do you know that?
No.
It's the guy that made The Hangover.
I love The Hangover. Surprising, I watched The Hangover. This is what I've noticed doing this podcast thing is that I watch a lot of TV.
You do. You watch a lot more than I do,
Yeah,
for sure.
but it's not like I watch new stuff. I just kind of rebound to stuff that I've watched before that I've enjoyed. It's more of just like it's just background noise now. It's
Right.
not like I sit there and I'm focused.
Right.
So, example, today I watched Hellboy, and I was sitting there eating brownies, watching Hellboys, but just more chilling out eating brownies.
Right.
The like brownie bites. I said
You-
like, brownies.
You do really like those brownie bites.
Yeah. I was just hanging out eating brownie bites, and like just before, like I was just kind of tired, just relaxing. So I just kind of default to things I enjoy.
Right.
I'm not in that mindset to watch a new movie or a new TV show to kind of absorb. I don't watch anything new.
No. Well,
So that's why I probably rewatch a lot of these shows all the time.
I mean, I've said multiple times on the podcast, what's on at my household in the background is Murder, She Wrote. So I know what it's like to not watch anything new.
Yeah, so I don't know, like people always put so much emphasis on directors like coming from a horror genre, or like if they produced or they made a good movie, directed a great movie, like I think they'll be fine. Like I don't think it's
I think comedy is underrated, and people that can do comedy well can transition to other things really well. Case in point, Jordan Peele now is like killing it.
with scary movies though.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. To come from comedy,
Is he killing it though? He did two good movies, yes. Yes.
he's literally the hottest director in the world right now. If you could,
I get it.
if
But the movies weren't I didn't watch it.
Us,
Us. Wow. Not Us, sorry. Us.
yeah,
I watched
Out.
Get Out. I thought it was okay.
okay, but just know that you're in the minority, and that Jordan Peele
I
is
know, yes, I agree. Like anywhere I see, it's like his name is as a director. People are like talking like he should direct a superhero movie, of course.
is the hottest property because Get Out got so many nominations,
Yep.
so much money. Us is killing, like it's absolutely destroying. It's making so much, it's getting just as much. He made, he rebooted the Twilight Zone,
No.
so he has a new show on another streaming service that we haven't talked about, CBS All Access, which is another one that I have had before, and he rebooted the show the Twilight Zone. Do you know what the Twilight Zone is?
I don't, but I hear it a lot.
Yeah, the Twilight Zone, it's like from like the 60s, but they've done like 4 different versions of it. But it's one of those shows where like Black Mirror, like every episode is different people.
Yes.
Different story. So it's an anthology.
Yep.
And it's just like really famous, really old. So anyway, so he rebooted it again for that streaming service. He also was producer of that movie that was nominated for Best Picture this year, Black Klansman.
Okay.
So like he's killing it. Of all people in Hollywood, he's like the hottest person right now. So to come from a sketch show,
I guess so, yes.
it's pretty impressive.
Yes. Yeah, that wasn't the only big trailer out this week though.
True.
The Avengers trailer came out.
Right.
Like not the obviously there's a bunch of trailers, but this one, if you look at it, there's a lot of new stuff. Plus at the end, it's like buy your ticket.
Yeah,
so,
that's why that came out.
yeah, I get it.
And it worked because we bought our tickets.
Yeah. This is the first time I've ever watched a Marvel movie on like opening week. I hate the crowds, like you mean I just don't want to line up. I know
Yeah.
like you don't have to like you can choose your seats or whatever, but this is the first time like I usually have a routine, right? Like I go when it's kind of died down a bit, some people have reviewed it, so I kind of have some gauge of what I'm expecting. I go in like 3 weeks later.
You wait that long?
Yeah. I'm not in a rush to see them.
Well, for the podcast, you're going to be watching them a bit earlier
Yeah,
now.
every movie now.
Yeah.
Speaking of like the podcasting, it's changed how I've watched stuff too. Even Jack Ryan. Mm-hmm. Like when I was watching it, I was over analyzing it.
I took notes.
Yeah,
So
I never over analyze anything. I just kind of like just chill out. Like that's the whole point of me watching shows. Is at the end of the night, I just want to kind of shut my mind off. I just kind of like enjoy it. Maybe that's why I like mindless popcorn movies,
right.
because I just kind of shut my mind off and just let it do its thing. Where with Jack Ryan, that's why I was probably stimulated till 4 a.m. because I was like, do 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 do. So like, oh, like he did this. I should probably note that, or like,
I should go to Yemen.
yeah. So with the Marvel movies or like whatever, like I just wait. I'm in no rush. Like I'm not one of those people where like I have to see something right away. Like
Right.
I'm pretty relaxed about it.
And they stay in theaters for a while.
Yeah,
They're not-
a long
yeah.
while. I just like I said, I'm not one for the crowds or whatever, and I'm not one to like need to know. Like with the Ant-Man and the Wasp, like I feel like I watched it super like the last week it was like in theaters, and then it felt like not too long ago it came out to Netflix.
Right.
Like I maybe because I'm just not interested in that. I don't know what it is about this. It's the hype
Yep.
for sure about the Endgame.
It feels different. To be honest, I think I would have bought these tickets even without having this podcast, because this one is different. It's the end of something. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they're going to keep making movies. We obviously know about future plans. This one does feel different. And this one feels like a spectacle. Like, I want to be there. We're going the Thursday night, the very first night, the very first showing.
Yep.
We're going see it in IMAX. Like, I'm very excited.
Yeah. You mean, like, don't get me wrong, I'm excited to see it, and I know what you mean. Especially like people that, like, I carpool every day with someone, and she's not into Marvel movies, or she's not into like those kind of like movies or whatever.
Right.
Where she's like, I told her, like, we kind of like just do like daily updates, like, anything new? I was like, we bought movie tickets to see Endgame, and she's like, I heard about that. I heard like all the apps crashed, and I was just like, well, have you heard of it? You mean like it kind of bled into mainstream, right?
Right. So is that what happened? I didn't hear too much about that. I know it was hard for me to get tickets. It was loading real slow.
Yeah, no, like websites or apps crashed.
Really?
Yeah, it was that. So that's why she's like, I'm surprised you got it, because like I've heard apps crashed, and I was like, well, I didn't. Like I said, because I'm so nonchalant about these movies. You were like, hey, like the morning of, like, because I'm up early, you're up early. You message me like, normally it's nothing, but for anyone else, I don't message anyone till like noon.
Right.
But for us, like, it's almost normal to like message you in the morning, and when you might like, hey, message, like, I bought tickets. I didn't realize that it opened
then.
Yeah. At 8.
Yeah.
Like,
and I had tickets by like 8:15 or something.
Yeah.
It was early.
Yeah.
And it was hard. It's funny. Like, I bought 4 tickets and we don't get to sit together. Like, we have to sit separate, which we also had to sit separate for Shazam too. So,
yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's fine. We're not going to talk in the movie anyway, really. But it is just funny that like I couldn't get 4 in a row.
Yeah.
It's just funny.
Well, like I said, lines opened at 8. They opened up a little early. This is what I've heard. I wasn't searching it or whatever.
I'm sure it's true.
And then, I think people were also, because it's so fast, they're like, I can't get tickets. Well, I'm sure because it's sold out.
Right. I mean, well, that's the thing too. Like, I wouldn't normally buy tickets a month before a movie comes out.
And then the hours leading up to, it being released. Like, you were like within that time frame, like 8 o'clock, and you're like 8:15ish.
Yeah. It was smart of them to release a trailer that said buy your tickets. I never would have even thought of that.
Yeah.
Well, it was actually really funny. What happened was, the reason why I saw it is because, remember we saw Shazam at that theater? So that was I bought the tickets for Shazam online, so I had to sign in using an email. It's not a theater we normally go to.
Yep.
But since I bought those tickets, I got an email that said, hey, just so you know, tickets are available for Avengers now. It was like spam from that theater.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, well, I liked that theater for seeing Shazam. Let's just go back. Because we're about an hour and a half away from the theater we're going to.
Like a big theater, yeah.
It's a big one, yeah. We're going to see it in IMAX. So it feels, I think it's 3D too, which I'm less into. Now, Shazam said 3D as well, and it was not 3D when we saw it. But Avengers probably is 3D. Is that fair?
I don't know. You mean like it doesn't matter to me?
Do you like 3D?
I don't mind it. I can tell the difference.
Well, obviously.
But I mean, like, I'm not into one of those like TVs. Like, I don't care. Like, I can tell the quality between like 720 or whatever. But like between like 1080 and 4K, like for me, it's just like minimal. Like, it's not as, it doesn't bother me as much. Yeah, so like when it's like 3D or whatever, like it's fine.
Right.
But it's not like, I'm not gonna see it if it's not 3D. I know that in IMAX it's really loud. That's what I don't like about IMAX. I've seen 2 IMAX movies, and both times it kind of dampened my experience.
Really?
It was so loud.
You know what the last movie I saw in IMAX was?
No.
Chappie.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you notice it was loud, or was that just me?
It's pretty loud.
Yeah, it just felt loud. And I'm not sure, like, if that's... I thought it was a fluke the first time. So I watched Mission Impossible in IMAX.
Which one?
The newest one.
Fallout?
Yes.
Oh, shit.
I watched it before.
IMAX was your second time seeing it?
Yes.
That's funny.
It's just because it's just the show times worked out for me.
Yeah.
It wasn't because I have to see this in IMAX. I had to see the those are my like I said, those are my guilty pleasures, right? Like popcorn movies, just crazy, suspend disbelief, like crazy spectacles, like sold, right? So I saw it. I thought it was it was my favorite movie of last year. Was it like 2 years ago? Was it 2 years ago?
I think it was last year.
Last year. It was
Maybe.
Yeah, Fallout was my favorite. It was everything I would want in a movie. No child actors. No.
Yeah, it's funny how much you don't like that.
I don't know. Some are good, but like I said, it was awesome. But my IMAX experience was not like the greatest.
You know what the movie in IMAX I saw before Chappie? It was a bit before How to Train Your Dragon, the first one.
Amazing. Those I love as well.
But it's just funny. That is a long time in between seeing, because we live in an area where we don't have IMAX that close, right?
Yep.
So to travel for that reason.
I was talking about that to a friend where, like, yeah, it takes us, like, we'll say an hour or so just to travel to this place. Like, even when you're in big centers, it's still some places. So it's just, like, to go to a restaurant. The other day, like, we're like, we should travel a little farther away. Like, it was like an hour drive to go to this restaurant to eat. It seems so, like, far for us. But I, like, look back, I've driven an hour to go to a restaurant in
When
a
you lived
shorter
in a
distance.
city.
It's just
Yeah.
the distance is
Yes,
longer.
agreed.
But it's still an hour.
Yeah, the time is not crazy. When I lived in Toronto, and
Yeah.
I used to transit to every single movie I went to,
Yeah.
it still took me an hour.
Yeah. It
It's-
just, the distance felt really far.
Yeah. And it was different to pay $2 instead of having to get gas.
Yeah. But it's whatever. Like, it doesn't bother me. It's not like I go all the time. Like, and maybe that's why I see movies a little later, because the area we're in, like the theaters we have, it's not as big. There's no like assigned seating. There's no IMAX. It's like really,
It's god awful.
yeah, it's real bad.
I enjoy going to that theater because I grew up going to that one, so I'm okay with it. But if you ever go with someone who didn't grow up here, they absolutely hate it.
But like I've been to theaters like this. Like, ours doesn't have it, but there's some old like they're like stages, right? Like like Gothic, or whatever you want to call that, like around the tops, like pillars.
Like
it's
a
just,
nice old theater.
yeah, like an old
I
theater.
do like that.
Yeah, it's just a cool experience.
Yeah,
right?
I like that.
Ours is not like that, but
Ours
I mean,
is
like,
definitely not like that.
I it's just a different vibe.
For sure. And the thing is I would rather see Marvel movies in one of those new modern ones, but some other movies, the atmosphere is better in the old timey ones. You know what I mean? So I'm happy to see Endgame in IMAX. I'm pretty excited.
Besides the two trailers, is there anything else that came up this week for you?
Well, it's not so much what came out. It's more the fact that I have some work to do now, because I said before Endgame came out, I would watch all the Marvel movies. So I have 10 movies to watch.
Did you count them out, like 10?
Well, I've seen
Black
11
Panther
of 21.
I'm not sure if it came back on, but on Netflix, it popped up on my like feed again. Like,
I mean, if I have to buy one, I'll buy one. I don't really care, but I don't know if I'll be able to watch the 10 I'm missing.
You should start backwards. Like, start with the most recent one and then move slowly backwards.
To be honest, I might not go by order. I might go by order of which ones are most popular, because there's some I don't want to miss. I need to see Black Panther.
Yes.
I want to watch Doctor Strange.
Yes.
I want to watch the 2 good Captain Americas.
Oh yeah.
Is it okay to skip the first one?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to skip the first one. I'm going to watch the 2 good ones. And should I watch Age of Ultron? I've never seen Avengers 2.
No, I think you could skip that as well.
Those are probably... I don't think I'm going to watch Thor 1 and 2.
You didn't see... Oh, you saw Captain Marvel. I completely forgot you saw that.
First night.
Thor 1, you don't have to watch. Thor 2, you don't have to watch. And then you watch Ragnarok,
I love Ragnarok.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably start with those.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to watch Infinity Wars again.
I've seen it a lot of times.
How many times have you seen it?
4?
Wow, that's even more than me.
I really, really liked it. That's what sparked all of this for me. I used to
The
watch...
podcast.
Well, no, but I used to watch... Like, I never was a hater of those movies. Like, I'm not like, I'm too good for the... Like, I was never a huge fan of them, but I never will say a bad thing about them. I just didn't catch them all. You know what I mean?
Catch them all.
Yes, I didn't catch them all. But that's the thing is, like, after I saw Infinity Wars, I was like, oh, I do like these movies, I think. Like, I really like that movie a lot.
Like... Again, I'm still really surprised that you just haven't it's just because life got in the way. I don't understand why you just haven't been watching these movies.
I'm just not a huge superhero fan. I don't know.
But now it's like it's
everything.
beyond it now, right?
No,
Like, it's beyond superheroes movies and whatever, right?
Well, I actually do think, like, it's just a bit of backstory on me. I think I did just kind of get burnt out of movies. Like, it's not just that I didn't see superhero movies the last 5 years. How much movies I saw dropped, because I went to film school. I was kind of burnt out. You know what I mean? It's like, I just saw less movies after I went to film school. You know what I mean? It wasn't intentional. I never thought about it. But then like it used to be one of those things where, okay, the Oscars come out. Well, I've seen every single movie. I've seen like every single, you know what I mean? I used to be up to date with everything. And now at the end of the year, I'm like, oh, I've seen like I really think last year I probably saw like 10 movies. Like I did not watch much in 2018 at all.
Which is kind of surprising to me, I guess.
We're only in April, and I've seen double the amount of movies in 2019 than I saw in all of 2018 because I've been logging them this year.
So with all like with the whole merger between the Fox and the Fox properties,
Yep.
like, do you know what movies are kind of down the pipelines? Like, yeah. Are you familiar with movies that are down the pipelines? Like, are you interested in those? Like, they're gonna reboot Fantastic Four.
Well, none of that's been confirmed.
But
Obviously they will.
yes,
But
and then
they've never. It could be years. That's what they said. It could be a very long time.
Are you excited for those or no? Or it doesn't really matter?
I don't know
to you?
anything about Fantastic Four, but if they do X-Men stuff, I'll watch it.
Do you want a new cast for the X-Men?
Yeah, we're done with those ones.
But I mean, like, do you want to? Have you like? Do you like them?
Yeah, we're ready for new. All new.
Really?
Yeah, it's because I mean, I'm not even talking about just like contracts or whatever, but just like it's run its course. Like I don't think anyone is excited for the new X-Men movie.
Yeah,
we're over it.
I'm even surprised. I'm even kind of like a little bit about it, right?
It is funny. I've started to see. Does that come out soon? Like I've started to see pretty heavy advertising. It's funny. I was watching the Manchester United soccer or football match the other day, and all on the boards, like the sideboards, there was X-Men ads. I was like, that is surprising.
Really? No, like there are those I think they came out with a list, right? For like what's coming up the next like phase 4, I guess.
But it's not a huge amount that's announced yet. So phase 4, we know obviously the first one is the new Spider-Man.
Yes.
And then technically none of them have been like dated, but we know that there is a Black Widow movie coming out.
Yes.
There's Guardians 3.
Mm-hmm.
There is
obviously did you say Black Panther?
Oh yeah, there's going to be a Black Panther.
Yeah. But it's Strange, or Second Strange for sure at some point.
True, but
I'm talking about new properties though.
That's what I mean. None of them will make it for phase 4. They're going to be slow for sure.
But they pushed Spider-Man hard.
True, and we talked about that, but I feel like I was reading somewhere where these plans are... The reason why we know less about Phase 4 is because they don't want to spoil Endgame.
That makes a lot of sense.
That's why we don't really know what's happening, but they know. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So we'll figure more out. And what's the other one that they're doing? The Eternals?
Yeah, so I was just going to mention that, like, Angelina Jolie...
I heard rumors about that.
...was, like, talking about it. I don't know specifically... well, she's, you know, like she's associated with it. You know how I am. Like I like new faces,
right?
So it's weird to see, like someone that I know, part of this whole the universe. Like Angelina Jolie is like an OG for me. It's an OG of movies. So like for her to be in this, it's like, oh, like I guess, like there are characters like there are actresses or actors that are like OGs that are part of this movie, but I guess I just like knew like Tom Holland to me is brand new.
Yeah, I didn't know who he was before this.
Yeah.
And he's perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's true. Like it is weird because speaking of Spider-Man stuff, I'm pretty pumped that like Jake Gyllenhaal's in the new Spider-Man.
I don't like it.
Why? You just really want new people, eh?
Yeah. Well, mad respects for Jake Gyllenhaal. Like there was that movie with him where he was the photographer.
Nightcrawler?
Yes.
It's a good movie.
It was so good.
Yeah, I like
creepy.
that one. Yep.
So good.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he
really
is.
Good.
And you mean like to cast like stars, right? Like Captain Marvel, whatever, like Brie Larson.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like her in that movie as much.
Yeah.
But I don't know who else could play Captain Marvel now, right?
Right. I love Brie Larson.
I know you too.
I also love Allison Brie, so you can put them together. Allison Brie Larson.
Oh. Like I like the Tomb Raider. It's not the same girl, right? The new Tomb Raider?
No, that's the girl from my favorite movie from a couple years ago, the Ex Machina. Have you seen that one?
Yes.
I love that movie so
yes,
much.
It was so good as well.
Yeah.
I watched it
I don't know.
like 4
Her
times.
name's it's like Alicia Vikander or something.
Yeah, she's married to...
I don't know who she's married to.
You don't know?
No.
she's married to Magneto, new Magneto.
Wait, Michael Fassbender?
Yes.
Really?
I think I'm 90. All of a sudden, I'm kind of questioning it. I'm like
didn't know
90% sure she's married to Magneto, or she's dating Magneto, or
Weird.
So that's the thing, though. Like, so like Michael, like Fassbender, like because they're doing a reboot, I hate that. Like, I like him as Magneto.
Yeah.
And I hate that. Like, they might have to recast.
I feel like it's his time to move on, though, too.
From Magneto.
Yeah.
Why?
Because he keeps getting stuck in. It's weird because I think he's literally in the top 5 best actors in the world, and he has just been constantly stuck in these franchise
2017,
movies.
they got married. Oh,
Nice.
snap.
He's been constantly stuck in these franchise movies that are now bad reviewed. Like you're saying X-Men, well, all those X-Men movies are terribly reviewed. Not all of them. Some of them are good. And then he was in Assassin's Creed.
So bad.
Horrible. And he's just like, hasn't really, people don't know him for his smaller roles, which are amazing. Hunger. Good movie.
Would you think he'd be a good Batman?
Well, now they're going to go younger, so no, but yeah.
I think it'd be a cool Batman.
But how young do you think they're going to go in the new one?
It's hard to say.
Like, they're not going to go Tom Holland young, because Batman wasn't a teenager.
No.
He's got to be at least like 30, right?
I don't know. I don't actually know. It's hard. How can you be the greatest detective at 20? You know what I mean? Like, they want to, get into that side of the detective side of him. Like, I don't know. I'm not feeling it. Maybe because, did you like Sherlock Holmes? Did you watch that?
Which one? There's so many.
The one
with Iron Man?
Yeah.
No. Maybe I saw the first one.
How about did you watch Sherlock Holmes with
Doctor Strange?
Doctor Strange, yeah.
Yeah, I love that show. Sherlock?
Yeah.
I love that show.
I don't know. I guess I guess it's just not my kind of movies where it's like a detective movie, right? Like, I guess I just associate like detective movies as like at CSI, like go into a crime scene, boom, I see this, and it literally, if that one piece, I know that's how crime works, but like without this one piece, the story doesn't move on.
Right. I found it really funny in Infinity War that the two Sherlock Holmes had so many scenes together.
Yeah.
You ever
well,
think
that was
about
the thing is they're most excited. Well, fans were most excited about because they're just their characters separately.
Right.
Like they're just not
different
narcissistic,
universe,
huge egos like coming together, and it was perfect. It was amazing.
Yep.
Like whoever wrote their lines, their screenplay, I guess it would be.
Yep.
Whoever wrote that was just like you get like dead on.
They would have got a good laugh if one of the characters said, "No shit, Sherlock."
Yeah. Oh,
that would have got
missed opportunity.
That would have been a groaner for sure.
You mean like I'm excited for those properties. I'm excited for the reboot. Like, obviously, I'm excited for the whole Marvel thing, right? Like within the comic book realms. Like I don't read comic books, but I still kind of like keep my finger on the pulse when it comes to those things.
I feel like you're going to get more into comics now too.
Well,
I get that vibe.
Yeah. Like I used to play Warhammer. It's like a miniature game, and I don't play it anymore just because it's just I just don't have the time or the interest into playing it. But I still look up like new Warhammer models that come out because they come out all the time. Yeah, I check out maybe for sure once every couple months just to see what's like down the pipelines for that stuff. Like, and same with comic books. So with the essentially comic books every year they come out with a new storyline or story arc.
Yep.
So last year was the Infinity Warps, not Wars.
Warps.
Yeah. Let me pitch this at you, okay?
Okay.
So 2018, Gamora, Gamora is.
Yep.
She gets the Infinity Glove, and again, this is like a loose because I didn't read it, but it's a loose. She gets the Infinity Glove.
I love that you didn't read it.
Yeah, but. And I know this because I bought the comic books, like the variant covers, because it's just in my room here. I have a bunch of comic book variant covers. So she gets the Infinity Glove, and instead of snapping half of the people, I guess that's what we're used to with the Infinity Glove.
Yep.
She just merges them together. So there is it's like she folds the universe together.
That's cool.
So there's superheroes that are combined, and
that's cool.
I'm a big sucker for like a fusion superheroes. So if you look at our wall, like in the corner there's a Soldier Supreme, Guess who that would be?
I don't know.
It would be Doctor Strange and Captain America. So if they were
that's
one
cool.
superhero, there's like Iron Hammer, which is
Thor
and Iron Man. I mean, there's a bunch of them, but like the variant covers I have are Ghost Panther, Ghost Rider. I'm not sure you're familiar with, and then
Nicolas
Black Panther.
Cage.
Yeah, which is amazing. There's Weapon Hex, which is one of the most powerful like superheroes, mutants is Scarlet Witch.
Yep.
And I feel like they don't kind of express that enough in the movies. Like she's so powerful.
Yeah.
So she merged with Weapon X-23.
I don't know what that is.
The Logan movies? So you've never seen the Logan movies? That Logan movie?
No.
Okay, so we're stopping right there. Like,
yeah, it's good, eh?
It is okay. I'm okay.
Do I need to watch the other X-Men movies to get Logan?
No.
Okay, I'll watch it.
Okay, it's hard to explain how amazing this movie. It's the first like, it's not. It was kind of like in the coattails of Deadpool's X-rated movie, right? Like that's kind
Which
of.
I haven't seen Deadpool, so.
Okay. Oh, my face hurts. So if you're gonna watch I know it's not part of that lore. I'm sure you don't have a lot of time before the movie comes up, but I definitely recommend watching Logan. So good.
Well, I'll see those movies, but probably after Endgame. Is
Yeah.
that fair?
Yeah.
Okay.
So whatever. So there's that, and then I guess the one that everyone knows is it's called Arachnite. So Spider-Man and then Moon Knight. So a lot of people don't know who Moon Knight is because he's just but he's a really cult favorite, just like Deadpool.
Okay.
Deadpool is kind of like there's a cult fan base. He's not like mainstream, but people just love him, right? So they love Moon Knight, sorry, and you know people love Deadpool. If you were to make a movie, make a Moon Knight movie because he's just a cool character. But that's what this year's comic book storyline was.
Okay. That's cool.
It is. Cool. It is super cool. And it's funny because sometimes they actually do make really good. Like obviously, all these Marvel movies are based on some of the story arcs, like Infinity Wars, blah blah blah, and that's why they're so deep. Because we have 50, 60 years. It's probably longer. I'm just kind of throwing a big number out there of storylines.
Yeah.
So they have just like an infinite, like really, no pun intended, an enormous library of storylines for these movies to kind of draw from. Right?
Yeah.
There's so many Spider-Man stories. There's so many Iron Man stories. Blah 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 blah. Right?
Yep.
And I didn't tell you, but like I've never been interested in comic books. Like leading up to I interested as in like I don't buy the comic books.
Right. Did you read them as a kid?
I collected them.
Yeah. Okay.
Just like Pokemon cards.
I used to buy Wizard all the time, but I never had the books. It was like the magazine about comic books, but I never read the comic books.
Tell me how cool you think this is. This is what got me back into it. So the story arc, and I'm not sure what year it was. I think I want to say 215 or something like that. Avengers versus X-Men.
Yeah, you've talked about that on this show already.
Yeah, it was.
That sounds cool.
It was just a cool concept. I actually read. That's the only comic book series that it got me back into it.
Okay.
Like they hooked me. It wasn't good. And I don't think it would be good if they did it in the movies.
Okay.
And
you were more into the concept.
Oh yeah, it was like, how can you not imagine right now, imagine the Avengers versus the X-Men.
Right.
It'd be so cool.
Yeah.
Right? And excuse me. That's what I thought about when the merge happened, right? And we talked about that. And if that was a thing, that'd be amazing. You know?
Yeah, they'll definitely do. They're going to explore all kinds of different things for sure.
I can't imagine what they're going to explore.
Yeah, it's exciting.
It is. It really is exciting because, Disney owns everything now, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not too keen on the whole reboots of the animated cartoons, those Lion King, live action versions of Aladdin and stuff like that.
But Aladdin looks stupid. Lion King.
Did you see the new Aladdin trailer though?
Maybe not the newest one. I've checked out a while ago.
So yeah, well, the one where they tore up Will Smith the first time. Admittedly, I tore him up as well. I was like, wow, this looks real bad. But the new one it's okay.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be part of the. You mean it's gonna a bajillion dollars, like Beauty and
Yeah.
the Beast, made more money than I thought it made.
I really liked Beauty and the Beast. I saw it opening night. We drove to North Bay. We made a weekend of it.
Really?
Yeah, we saw it opening night. I really like Beauty and the Beast.
You like the cartoon, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like you screw up with it.
Yeah. Plus, it goes with my Murder She Wrote thing because Angela Lansbury's Miss Potts.
Oh, okay.
So she sings the main song, Beauty and
Goodness.
the Beast. Yeah, so.
And then like the Lion King. Like, are
Yeah.
you excited for like the Lion King though?
Yeah, mostly because Donald Glover's Simba.
I think I knew that, but I didn't know that.
I think that's amazing.
Um,
Beyonce's Nala.
Yeah. Like there's star power.
Yeah.
See, like that. I don't mind voice actors that are like super famous. I just don't like if I saw, I don't know, like Jay-Z as Black Panther.
Right. Yeah,
I'd be
yeah,
like,
yeah.
just it's not as believable.
No, I get it.
But I mean, like I like that what they're doing. Like, and maybe that's a lot of people's complaints. There's no like original content being produced, right? Like it's
Right.
just all like either, remakes.
Yeah.
Like there's a billion reboots, right?
Yeah.
And then I guess some people like they're a little kind of wore out for these superheroes because it's like I guess Spider-Man a bunch of times rebooting or whatever, right?
Did you hear? I can't even remember if we've talked about this on the show, but like, you know how Disney, obviously they're going to need to make a bunch of content for their streaming service that's coming out. Did you hear about like the animated show that they're making?
No.
Like the What If or whatever. Did we talk about that?
No.
So it was like, I think it's another comic book series again. I don't know, but it was like, and I don't think that's the final title, but it was kind of like, sort of like what you talked about, like the different universes, but it was kind of like, what if, and then it's like every episode is like a different scenario. Like what if Loki had Thor's hammer? It's like, what would have happened? Like,
Oh, okay.
so it's like different like scenarios. So maybe it's just like, what if Gamora had the glove or whatever? Like it's things like that. And then it's going to be, I think
So that's
it's
a cartoon.
yeah, it's going to be animated.
Oh,
and they were
okay.
saying that maybe there's a chance that they'll be able to get like, like Robert Downey Jr. might not be Iron Man anymore, but maybe he would be Iron Man for an animated show, 1 hour. You know what I mean? It could be cool.
Well, they do that now.
Yeah.
Like it's a big thing in comic books.
That's what I'm saying. That's based off a comic. I forget what it's called, but
Oh, okay.
it's from a series they have, but
Okay.
they're making a show of it.
Like it's a multiverse thing, right? It's not uncommon,
Right.
To kind of like, what if like, so the one that comes to my mind is Superman.
Okay.
So one of the most famous Superman books is, I don't know the exact. It's like if you know the story of Superman, right?
Sure. He's an alien from Krypton or something.
Yeah. So he's an alien.
Okay.
Like, and then he gets raised by like,
Martha.
yeah, But the thing is, what if he landed in Russia?
Okay.
And
Instead of America.
Instead of America.
Oh, that's interesting.
And then the thing with Superman is that his parents from Kansas kind of instilled good morals into him, like to be like an all-American, to do good. But like if he landed in Russia, like I'm not saying all Russian people are bad, but like in the Soviet Union,
Yeah.
where they're like, let's take
Yeah.
over the world.
Yeah.
Imagine a bad Superman.
Yeah, that's interesting.
So like there's that what ifs, or like Batman. I didn't think DC did it more. Like what if Batman's parents like
And they do a lot of different ones too. Like there's like different versions of
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these ones. Like what was that anime style Batman one? What was that one? Where it was like Japanese Batman? Was that one?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it was like 4 different Japanese artists or
Yes.
whatever made it. That was pretty cool.
Another one was recent. What happened if Bruce Wayne didn't die? Oh, sorry, it was Bruce
His
Wayne that died.
parents. Oh.
It was Bruce Wayne that died, and his dad became Batman.
Oh, that's interesting.
Cool, eh?
What's his dad's first name? Do you remember? Martha.
No. I keep
care.
thinking Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, whatever.
I don't know.
Robin.
Imagine.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, so it's not uncommon within.
Yeah, they do all kinds of different stuff, right? They always, because they're going to run out of ideas for comics. But I just think that the Disney streaming service, since they're going to need to pump out so much content, there's going to be some more inventive
They
stuff.
have to be more inventive.
Like it's just like even like with Star Wars, like we've never talked about Star Wars on the show, but you know what I mean? There's new
Spin-offs.
animated series. There's new, all kinds of stuff. They're making a TV show. We never even talked about that. We'll talk about it another time, but do you know about that? Mandalorian?
No.
So it's funny. Like we'll loop it all back. We'll talk about this more, but like Taika Waititi is directing a bunch of those episodes of that show.
Cool.
It's like a big, high budget Star Wars show.
Do you think that, like, obviously Disney has lots of money? Do you think it's going to be like bigger than Netflix eventually? Do you think are you a consumer that like is like, I know Disney branches off and does other things, but like I'm assuming that it's going to be most Disney properties, yes?
Well, the Fox merger, they definitely bought Fox because of the streaming service, because now it's going to fill out their library so much. Because if it was Disney, even though they own Marvel and Star Wars, when you hear Disney, when you're about our age, you do think child a little bit still, right? And by buying Fox, now they're going to fill out that library with all these Fox movies that you wouldn't have think of. So many movies. There's going to be hundreds of movies on there now that are Fox movies.
I guess so. I didn't really think about that.
That's why they bought it. It's less about X-Men and those ones.
Well, it's because like within our circle,
yes,
that's what people are most excited about.
But the main thing, honestly, is that they're going to have a full catalog now, and they'll have exclusive to it.
Yes.
So
I'm sure I could go on for days and days, but like we'll cut it here, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, the whole point was just to talk about some of the trailers and stuff. It's just what we were having planned. I know I could talk.
We're going to branch out eventually from not just talking about Marvel. It's just weird how we started this podcast at a time when it was like everything was coming out at once. But I think when Endgame's over,
your focus is also very Marvel-ish right now too.
Because I'm trying to catch up.
Yes, you're so far behind.
I think
I'm all in Miss Maisel.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I need to catch up on that too. I just want to say, I think after Endgame, there's going to be quite a lull of us talking about that stuff.
Of Marvel stuff.
Yeah, I think we're going to move on. There's going to be some more gaming and stuff after then, I think.
Yeah.
That's how I think it'll happen.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I can only watch those movies over again and again so many times, right?
I'm going to get you more into games, for sure.
Yeah, and that's I'm excited to get into games, just like how you're just getting into like Marvel movies. How like I'm really excited that you're into these. Like we would almost talk on, I don't know, like pretty frequently, you know, and that was like I watch all these movies and you just never did, so I just never talked to you about any of these things.
That's true. It is funny that our lives didn't interact with Marvel ever.
Yeah.
We've never seen a Marvel movie
and we
together.
started a podcast with
funny.
like just really leading with Marvel stuff.
It's funny. Okay, well, I'm going to go home and watch Miss Maisel. Have a good one.
I'm going to watch Miss Maisel again.
Nice. Okay, be sure, like, honestly, it'd be super cool if you left a review on iTunes or like gave us a star or something. That'd be super sweet.
Yeah, any support helps in any way, right? So thanks ahead of time for that if you do.
Peace. Bye.
Peace. Bye.